Hey, what's going on, you guys? So let's talk about it. I know we haven't really gone over Module 3, so we haven't really talked about that. And I think we do need to go over that, so we'll get into the meat and potatoes of that. All right, so with this particular module, you are going over um, primarily focus on object-oriented programming. And that, for the most part, will take you through all of Module 3. So we have quite a few things that we definitely need to work on for Module 3, and I'll tell you the things I believe are necessary to focus on. So this portion right here, when you get ready to do the book participation, in my opinion, there are 20 for Module 3 that you need to complete, and I can show you guys the amount of work that went into that. So that's a little bit easier for you to at least see because there are 22 extras. So if you are doing this more along if you're doing this more along the lines of focusing week by week, as you can see here, I was able to get all of the required testing. So there are some things that you're going to need to do. So as you can see, and for those that are listening on the podcast side of things, we are going into zyBooks. We are looking at the particular module 3, if you will, and it has the particular contents in it. So there is areas that you need to focus on. And so there are a total of 23 in Module 3 and the book that need to be finished. And for those that are looking, you can see I didn't finish all of it. I did finish up 93% of it, but going through far as challenges and participation, these are the two things that you actually should focus your time in on. So a lot of last week I was involved in some other things, so that wasn't a focal point for me. For some people, this may be ideal for you. So getting back to your module work that you need to finish up, these two do need to, and module 3, they need to be your focus. If you're going into module 3, I would focus my attention on working on your zyBook and getting through your activities and your labs, okay? Because, of course, Module 4, you've got some other work that you need to do. And I'll give you an update on that a little bit later, but I just wanted to check in and let you guys at least take a look and a gander at this of how to prepare for it. So what I did is I focused my time in on my labs, and a large part of that is because when you're going through and you're looking at how this portion will be graded, okay, you need to look and focus most of your attention in on what's going to be weighted more. Your lab participations will give you most of your work, okay, and this will give you your point system. So as you carry out your classes, you will see that what will happen is I will get a grade here. This is basically, we'll just say 30% now, okay, of this. So we're just focusing in on these classes. This will give you your 35. I'm not going to get a full participation on the 35, but the lab, I have an opportunity to get at least a 20. Now, when you're looking at 4, which we're going to talk about here shortly, 4, you have some heavy weights, including your Project 1 submission. So when you're getting ready for this current week, because we're in week 4, if you will, in week 4, you have one project that is due, and it's a major for your grade. So you need to make sure you're focusing your attention in on that. So that is where I am. As you can see, I'm holding an A, but the instructor, we have only made it, and he's graded up to week 2. The way this particular instructor goes through, and in this class, I am my instructor, Nathan Sellers. When he gets ready to grade, he just grades your classwork basically a week later. That's specific to my area, but not, you guys may not even have that. But Module 4, once you get into that, as we were going through, you do have lab activities. And like I told you, your biggest thing I would work on is this submission because of how much it is weighted in your grade. But that is about a 5-minute look at 3 and 4, week 3 and 4, since you didn't get a podcast or any type of video for week 3. I wanted to make sure that I caught up with that. Again, this is IT-145, and I am going to go ahead and let you guys go. I will talk to you next week. I do have an announcement that I have to make before that portion's finished for this week, for week 3, okay, when I made the statement what I was doing. Week 3, I was actually job searching for week 3 and going into week 4. So I started at the beginning of this module, okay, so it took me now 4 weeks to find a job. But I am currently working. It wasn't that I wasn't working. I was trying to move into a different sector in my current role. So I am work in IT right now and technical support, and I'm moving from that. And I wanted to move into the implementation side of things. So as of Monday, February 7th, 2022, will start as an implementation specialist on the enterprise side for ZipRecruiter. So that is one of the large announcements and part of the reason why this week and this week haven't really been focused on. So the reason why I share that is not to boast about it, but to put the information out there that if you're doing something and for your life, your actual life, and you start realizing, oh, I can't keep up, and your grades start to get to a point where you're like, oh, I missed all of this. I will tell you from experience that just missing this one module will not crush you. Missing this module 4 and 5 and falling behind and all of that, that will crush your grade. But just missing this module, basically missing 1 week to do something, you can make up for that. Even a second week, it's much more of a challenge, but you can make it up. So I'm just telling you, don't get discouraged. If life is happening to you and you're trying to balance this, the family, and in certain cases, looking for a job if necessary, just stay encouraged. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.